The following is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning into Viewpoint on 96.3 FM, WLCN. Today, Wednesday, the last day of April, we have two wonderful guests all the way from Mount Pulaski. So welcome to Jessica and Caitlin from Market on the Hill. So thank you so much for coming out to the Radio Ranch. So
thanks for having us.
Wonderful. Yeah. Folks, if you want to call in with your questions or your kudoses, phone lines are open, 217-648-5510. So, ladies, before we kind of dive into the market, tell our listeners, what's your background? Are you from Mount Pulaski? Do you tell us a little bit about yourselves, because you are farm wives too, so you're very busy as well, among other things.
I'm Caitlin Wiedekamp. I'm originally from Raymond, Illinois, down in Montgomery County, and I've lived all over the place. I was in Moline for about a decade. I work for Deere & Company Corporate, John Deere, and I do customer support and marketing for them. I moved here in 2020, and my family, we live on a farm in southern Logan County, about a half-mile north of the county line, so as far south as you can get. I have to tell you that Logan County could use some work on their roads. If we hit the county line, it turns into gravel, so.
Yeah.
I moved here in 2020, and actually a friend got me involved with the market. And I was like, sure, okay, I'm interested in this. I have a plant science background, and so horticulture and that type of thing is my interest. And then I met some really great people on our board, and through the market, it's been a really good way to meet people in the community. And so for me, it's been a good social outlet to get to know people as an outsider in a small town.
Yeah, and so I'm Jessica. I am from Danvers, Illinois, so a little bit north of here. My husband grew up in the community, though, and so he knew people. It was, again, the same friend got me involved, and now I've been the vice president on the board. I think this is my third year. But again, yeah, it helped me meet people. I work full-time for a landscape company. I'm a project sales manager there, so that keeps me busy. And I have 2 kids that also keep me busy, but this is a good thing to be involved in, and we're excited about the mission of the market. So
we kind of need to let our listeners know. I mean, you guys are not getting paid to be on the board, are you? I mean, you're investing
losing money doing this.
Time and energy. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
So we have. Do we have 8 or 9 board members now? I think maybe 8.
Yeah, I think we have 8 now.
Plus, then we have full-time employees, but our board is volunteer, and we, so I'm the president, Jessica's vice president. We have other members of the community involved. We have a retired attorney, we have a teacher, we have producers, so we have Hog and all kinds of producers with us too, business people, bankers. So we have a great representation from the community to give input and to get a pulse of what we need in the community. So the market actually started out of a community group that was trying to find a solution. Our grocery store closed. They retired, so I think with having the school in the community and churches and other entities, it's a lot of people wanted that grocery store back in Mount Pulaski. So they started this co-op project that turned out to not quite be a co-op, but it follows that model. And we sold shares to people in the community, started in June of 2020, and that was before our time. So we inherited it. Yeah. But yeah, it was a labor of love from a grassroots community standpoint, and it's been a long road getting to this point. There's not a lot of margin in the grocery industry, so it's not a money-making venture for any of us, obviously. And so we have a general manager right now, Amanda Scattergood. She's from the Mount Pulaski area. She has kids in school. She's very invested and very creative.
She's a hard worker. She's
very
amazing.
hard worker. Yep. We have a great baker who just retired, Diane. She makes cinnamon rolls that are the envy of everyone in the area.
Well, I saw some photos on Facebook.
Yeah,
you
probably
that out
have.
there that she's over at the Farm Fed kitchen across the way there, I guess on the other side of the square. So anyway, rolling out dough.
Yeah, that's our new kind of venture. We're trying to see, because we don't have the electrical capacity in our current building, or like the equipment, and so Farm Fed has been amazing, and so they have the commercial grade oven and mixer that we can use, and we're hoping that will help us scale and like do a little bit less labor and get the same amount out, so that our employees can be open to doing other things, because again, like she said, not a lot of margin. Help is harder to find now, and unfortunately, the government hasn't been very kind to us with requirements for employees and pay and all of that. Makes us have to just jump through way more hoops and get creative on how we can survive.
Right.
So the market started in an old building on the square in Mount Pulaski, and it's called Market on the Hill because Mount Pulaski sits on a hill, obviously. So, and if you haven't seen it, you can drive by and see it.
But they need
Right
to
next
stop
to the
it. It's
courthouse.
beautiful in the building. I will tell you that.
Thanks.
It is.
And that was, again, community labor of love from the people that volunteered their time and energy to raise funds and renovate that building.
The shop class helped build our shelves, so that's really special.
Yeah. So we've been there now since 2020, as I mentioned, and we've been trying to find ways to expand and to bring what the community needs to them, and through that was an opportunity to partner with the commercial kitchen. Believe it or not, Diane has been making her cinnamon rolls on an electric stove that you would find in any apartment or house anywhere around here, and she had it down to the second of how she would make everything work to get as much as she could out the door. So when this opportunity came up to partner with Farm Fed, which is another local organization that wants to bring local goods and local foods to the community, it was a no-brainer to try it for a few months and see what happens. So they're getting their feet under themselves with working with local producers, and in the meantime, we can utilize their kitchen and see how that goes. So it's always changing. We are trying to work with the local schools too to understand what their needs are. As Jessica and I were talking earlier, we had some really great vegetable producers in the area, but they've either moved or changed their business model. And so finding local produce is a lot harder. Finding local meat is a bit easier, but even that, it's in high demand right now. So we source a lot of our goods from as many local people as we can, but when we can't, we're utilizing grocery wholesalers. But as a small store, it's really hard because
You don't have the buying power, basically.
Yeah,
pretty
a lot of
much.
them have high minimums, and so a lot of times it's volunteers from the board going and picking stuff up. Amanda does a lot of the picking up, and we have grown, and so the vehicles are maxed out trying to bring that back to the store, and like she said, trying to find local producers for fruits and vegetables has been really hard. And I actually helped volunteer with one of our producers a couple of years ago that moved away, but it is labor intensive, but it's amazing. It's great to have that. So we're hoping to find some more local growers so we can have that.
Well, the times are, I guess, people are truly becoming more health conscious.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you do have somebody in the community is kind of also spearheading that, if you want to say, or being a pioneer, if you want to, within Mount Pulaski. You want to kind of elaborate and talk about that as well, then?
Sure. So we've been working with Farm Fed, like I mentioned, to come up with some ideas of how to incorporate the market with the community. Amanda has a lot of great ideas for almost like a nonprofit type avenue of supplying goods to children and families in need in the community. Kimberly Martin is a doctorate of nurse practitioner. She's working on a holistic health business that she's growing out of her own home with her family, and she's been an integral partner. She used to be the president of our board and also got both of us involved. She drove us into
mutual
this.
friend that brought you on board.
But she's really taken this and run with it with the health focus and whole foods, organic foods, and just in general, people paying attention to what they're feeding themselves and the people around them to a community focus, local focus, which ties right into what the market does too. So we've been trying to find ways to provide what the community needs, whether it's involved with her clients, or it's other needs within the community. Like I mentioned, the schools, the churches. We have a lot of elderly customers who are either homebound or just don't really get out of town a lot. So there are a lot of opportunities for us to expand with deliveries and pickup and online and all the conveniences that you can find in Lincoln, Bloomington, Springfield, Decatur, anywhere else you want to go. And that's been tough for us, because we are a small community grocery store. Just like every other small business, we struggle with finding and keeping help. Fixed costs continue to rise.
But you guys do have a wonderful supportive community, and within the community, outside the the realm.
Logan County is incredibly supportive of their people, I would say, and their businesses. And I know people probably get sick of hearing shop local, but I mean, we're the kind of people who are supporting this. And I have some really good friends who have great small businesses in Logan County, and it's true. I mean, you want to support your neighbor. That's the way to do it, is to shop local. And it might be a little bit less convenient, but it might seem more expensive, but you're not spending that gas to leave Mount Pulaski. You've got kids in school there. Maybe you've got to go to Lincoln for something. You can always stop in and grab a few things. And,
you're reinvesting in your community.
Yeah.
If you shop
Absolutely.
local, that person, that business owner is there. They sit next to you possibly in church, or, you see them at the dentist office, the doctor's office, and they take those dollars that you paid them. If our folks are
reinvesting.
Listening, yes, they're just truly reinvesting back in the community. So
Well, and like pricing, Amanda is very conscious of that, and so we try to keep our prices competitive. Sometimes stuff is even lower, but yeah, we want to keep it going. It's nice to have the fresh produce. You need lettuce. You don't want to drive all the way to
right now. With
Yes.
spring and summer, of course, is it's a cyclical business like a lot of others. So summertime is our hot time, and
there's a lot of products.
a lot. People are out and about doing things. We have Second Fridays on the square in Mount Pulaski. So Michelle Hagenbaugh leads that up for the community, and it's a chance
next weekend or next Friday.
Next Friday, yep. And so it's a chance for the community to kind of come together and support each other and check out, what everybody has. People come with their pampered chef and dry goods and things that they want to display. And that's an opportunity for us to interact with the community. So I would say if you've never been to the market, first of all, come check us out. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, our website. But secondly, don't hesitate to ask us questions if you see us on the square on a Second Friday, or, if there's something that you don't find when you come in, let us know. I think it's so easy to walk into a store and maybe they don't have what you're looking for, so you just leave. But because we're in a small community, we need feedback, and we want to carry what our community needs. So I would encourage you, if you have any thoughts or feedback on that, to please let us know, because we're always open for changing and adapting.
Well, we're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll continue and kind of dive a little bit more deeper into Market on the Hill. And but first, here's a few of our sponsors for us.
Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln.
Hi, welcome back to Viewpoint on 96.3 FM WLCN. We have Market on the Hill, President, Vice President with us from the board. Jessica and Caitlin, thank you so much for coming. People don't follow you on Facebook. I think they should because the food is mouth-watering, the post of your food. So you're not just a grocery store, is what I'm getting at, folks. You have a place there where you can come and sit and get a latte, correct? Or get a soup, get a sandwich.
Yep.
So it kind of elaborate on this. I mean, you're just not your typical grocery store, I guess you can say.
Do you want to write a commercial for us? I feel like you're doing a really great job of that right now.
Yeah, the lattes they've been going over really well. You can get an iced latte, a warm, we do teas as well. The deli, we have some amazing sandwiches that are named after a lot of board members.
Elaborate on that. So tell us about some of those, because I've been in the store several times. So
I feel like the most noteworthy one is probably our sourdough Sarah.
Yeah, our treasurer's name is Sarah. She happens to work at the Old Farmers Bank, now Longview Bank, but she somehow began a cult following with her turkey sourdough sandwich that has dill pickles on it and a special sauce, and I can't tell you what's in it. I'd be fired from my volunteer job. But no, it's great because when we started with a deli. We had no idea how that would go over. I'm speaking like I know what we're talking about, but Jessica and I are outsiders. We were just talking about how we came into this a couple years ago. We've only been in the community for a few years, but the original board members kind of started with a menu of sandwiches named after them. So we have a Saladino, one of our teachers, that's her maiden name, and it's just what you would think of an Italian sandwich.
Yes.
We have cold sandwiches, hot sandwiches. We do soups and other specials sometimes depending on the season and what we have going on. Our general manager, Amanda, is really creative with our menu. I think if she could do that all day long, she probably would rather do that than all the grocery pickups and other things she has to do. But we have coffee machine, and our community has been incredibly supportive. So even though we are based on a co-op model, we do ask for help from our local community and city for some funding for different items, and they're really supportive of local businesses for that type of thing. So we were able to procure a coffee machine, an espresso machine. We do that now. I try to stay out of there because I'll go broke.
It's dangerous.
But we have local meats. We have meats out of Elkhart, frozen. We have a little bit of fresh meat as well for those who are looking at grilling season coming right up. We have
We have local eggs. So another entity that we use, I'm blanking on the name, that we get a lot of our new products from.
Farms of Illinois.
Farms
out
of Illinois, yes.
Jacksonville. They started out of Bland Family Farm, who had a lot of chicken and poultry products, but now they've expanded. So Farms of Illinois is kind of following what Farm Fed's model is, but they're a little further along with it. And they're a distribution system essentially for small farmers and small producers. So we get things like itty bitty microgreens and other items like mushrooms and other
They start
homegrown
doing
items.
pasta now. That's amazing.
Homemade pasta, things like that we can try and see if that's something that would take off or that people want to see in the community. And it's a way for us to expand and support local producers, not just in Logan County, but in the central Illinois area. We have dry goods, just like you would find at any other grocery store for the most part. We have fresh veggies and fruit, but we also have some other items. So we actually have some honey and other items out of Elkhart, out of Beeson. Lots of handmade goods like cutting boards and bowls and stuff like that.
You even have a beautiful table
We do, yeah.
in there for sale.
Yes,
We
you
were
can
talking
talk
before we
about
went on
it.
the air. So elaborate. I mean, it's a gorgeous kitchen table.
Yeah,
from what
so
I've
we
seen.
love that table, and we just got it like maybe a month ago. The man that made it is actually my neighbor, Davey Lash. He's in his 70s, and he is still doing woodworking. He takes trees down with another gentleman in town, but that's kind of the gathering place. And so any morning that you would go in there, there's usually a crowd in there right at 7 that they get their breakfast, because we do breakfast as well. We do like egg sandwiches, breakfast bowls, and then they get their coffee, and it's nice to gather in there and see what's going on in the community and just get life advice from them too. It's so fun.
They've solved all the problems of the world for the day.
Coffee shop talk.
Yes, Davey does amazing work. He makes spoons, like she said, cutting boards. But that table, he can make those as well, and it is gorgeous. But
It is.
like she said, we carry more than just the food products. We have like homemade soaps that have, I think they have honey in them. I've used those recently and love them.
Woody's Honey out of Elkhart. They have a lot of products, and you can find a lot of our producers too at little farmers markets or on their own websites. So if there's somebody
You really
that you
are
like,
highlighting Illinois products.
we're
too.
trying our best to do that, and also trying to keep prices as reasonable as we can, because we know that everybody is squeezed right now.
Yes, yeah.
So
But getting them all in one spot is amazing.
Yeah.
And then you can, like she said, supplement your regular grocery in there. I try to make sure I go 1 or 2 days a week and pick up like my fruits and vegetables that I can do for my kids and for meals in the evenings. The fresh meat is amazing, because it's like, oh, what are we going to make tonight? I'm going to pop up there and just grab something. Or get something from the deli, because like she said, the sandwiches are amazing, and the soups too.
Are you wanting to incorporate home delivery service? I know you said you mentioned some folks.
yeah, that would be our plan eventually. I mean, just like a lot of other small businesses, we struggle with capacity, with people, with funds, with everything. So Jessica and I and our entire board are all volunteers. We all have full-time jobs or retired from full-time jobs. We have a couple of not great-grandparents. Rick would kill me for saying that. But we have some really wonderful grandparents who volunteer their time. And so we have very family-friendly, community-oriented people who are giving their time for that. But we just don't always have the capacity to do what Aldi, Target, Walmart, all of our competitors can do. So we're going to get there one step at a time. But that's our plan eventually. Delivery, online, all the conveniences that you can find in a larger grocery store, to do that in our small town grocery store. But in the meantime, we want to be sure we're just providing what we can for our community, and
if we have
to stay open
If
too.
we have listeners out there, they want to give back, that they want to volunteer their time. Are you welcome to volunteers contacting you?
Definitely.
Would you encourage that? So kind of elaborate
First
on
of
that.
all, come shop at the market.
I
A shameless plug.
I believe we do still have some shares available too. Obviously, that helps, and a lot of our shareholders, all the board members are shareholders. That's one way, and then then we ask our shareholders to be volunteers. We try to coordinate getting that with Amanda. Whatever someone's background may be, we're always open. We're looking for marketing help, or just organizing in a store, or
if someone wanted to do delivery and we could find a way to make that work, that's the type of thing. And we modeled ourselves after a store, unfortunately, that's now closed in Winchester. It was called Great Scott Community Grocery, and it was a situation where, looking at them, they had so much volunteerism. That's what kept them going for as long as they were there. So volunteerism and, in general, just support, making it a point, like Jessica said, she tries to come in, twice a week to get some things. Making an effort to come in and shop there and support it is how we will continue. And I say that for every small business in the area, because I know it's a lot of hard work for the people that are involved. So,
But you have different hours now that summer time is creeping up upon us, as we've been talking about. So what's your summer hours right now for folks?
So Monday through Saturday, 7 to 7, and then Sundays, 10 to 2. So the extended hours in the evenings, the sun's still out. People are eating a little bit later. I know everyone's crazy with sports and stuff, so we try
after school crowd too.
Yeah.
We get some kids in there, and Amanda puts it really well. Our general manager puts it well, that we want this to become a hub for the community. Yes. So it's not just a grocery store, but like she mentioned, there's a table for gathering. There's a place for kids if they need to do their homework, and I don't know that their moms and dads want them having cookies all night, but we have some really great cookies and baked goods too, by the way. But yeah, we want to make it a community hub. We want to continue to keep this for not just Mount Pulaski, but Logan County and the general area, for anybody who's passing through. Sometimes on a Sunday or whatever, we get people from out of town that are like, hey, we've seen you online. We want to come see what you have to offer.
That's neat.
So that's really cool. And it's cool, too, because Mount Pulaski has such a rich history, not just with Abraham Lincoln, but with everything in the area. So I think that, and the courthouse is it's just kind of romantic. It's a little bit of a Hallmark town.
I was gonna say, that's what Amanda calls it, because she isn't originally from Mount Pulaski, and she says, yeah, it's like a Hallmark movie, and it just is a cozy community. So
That's neat. What questions do you have?
Well, I was going to ask about how people can support it, obviously through their donations and through volunteering, but is there anything you're in need of? Like you mentioned, the shop class built you some shelving and you've got the table. Are there any fixtures or anything that if folks happen to have something lying around that they aren't using that would be helpful to you?
Currently, I think we are covered on all of that. And like she said, the city, we can apply for grants and stuff. And so like our espresso machine is at the end of its life. And so we are hoping to get a new one of those. And that stuff's pretty well covered. But I know there's like the stuff that's displayed in the store is donated older items that is kind of the feel of a market. So if anyone had anything cool like that, maybe. But
yeah,
I think we're okay
reach out to us if,
Yeah.
if someone has something they think we'd be interested in. Please reach out to us. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on our website. If I had committed that to memory, I would tell you right now, but I haven't. I have an almost 2-year-old, and I think my brain still hasn't recovered.
Yeah.
But no, I think time and energy and bringing a community feel to the market just by going in there and checking it out and talking to people and giving us your feedback, that I think is the most valuable
we're missing
piece.
something, and like I said, just maybe picking a day a week to go in there and buy something or do supplemental grocery shopping there is always super helpful. I go up there and I fill our water jugs because there's a filtered water machine in there, and we carry like Butch's Pizza now. There's the Oberweis stuff that we carry. My husband,
lots of great ice cream flavors.
Yeah, and rock cheese, we carry that stuff. My husband's obsessed with their queso.
They do have a good queso.
They really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've worked too with some local grocery stores. So we work with Save a Lot in Clinton. We've worked with IGA in Lincoln to kind of source some of the dry goods and some of the other meat items that we can't source locally. Also vegetables and fruits and things like that. And so we utilize volunteerism as well as our employees to do that. As we were kind of talking earlier, it's hard for a small grocery store to meet quotas for large deliveries and things like that. So it's very time and labor intensive to do and to keep the store stocked. And so if you ever come in and we're out of something, I know it's really frustrating, but like I said, transparency is so important. So if it makes you mad that we don't have your favorite thing, please let us know.
Please let you know, yeah. Are you looking for eventually going to have like a sheet for a paper that folks can fill out, their ideas or something like that? Or how would you like them to express changes or different things they would like to see or help, meet the needs of the community? You keep saying.
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking about there?
We've done that in the past, actually. We've kind of kept a comment box at the checkout, and we've done surveys online on Facebook, and we also do like text message prompts through our Square site and that type of thing. So we've tried that type of stuff, and we'll continue to do that. The best way to do it is literally to come in the store or to call the store and to let the employees know what you're thinking or what's on your mind. Because we do keep that in a notebook on the manager's desk that we can see, and it's front of mind. And we have board meetings once a month, and we get down to the nitty-gritty of how things are going and what our employees need. And so for us, that's really where all of that comes in, and we can make the changes, and we can address issues, or we can look at opportunities. Every month
if you don't know, you don't know. You can't 100% meet the needs. So it's
and a lot of us, almost all of us, actually, maybe only one of us has a grocery background. So we're all coming at this from a community standpoint, all from the outside looking in, and so that's where we rely a lot on our other local grocers to give us some input. And working with Farm Fed, so the Farm Fed group, they have recently purchased a building that used to be a cafe in town, and they have a commercial kitchen. We've been utilizing that to ramp up our baked goods. We get a lot of people that want, cookie orders or cake orders or things like that, and so that's something that we're looking at.
I was just going to ask, can people buy in bulk? We've got a special birthday or something coming up.
It's something that we're trying. Yep. So we've just gotten into that space. We'll be there for at least 6 months, testing that out and seeing how it goes. And it's been kind of mind-blowing because it's
a neat building.
It's a really
I toured
cool
it. It is
building.
neat what they've done to that building.
Yeah.
So
it's good to see life back in that building, because when I moved down here, like she said, it was a cafe, and then it closed, and now it's open again. So
yeah.
And I know they'll have some openings for people to rent the space to, create their product that they're going to sell, which is amazing, because then it's just bringing more local products to the community. And if you do have a special order that you're interested in, just get in contact with Amanda. I know we've done those in the past. Obviously, it depends on capacity at the time, but
now she's able to really, knock
Ramp
it out of the
up.
ballpark
Yes.
with baked goods. So.
Yes.
And if you're interested in working at the market as a paid employee, even if it's part-time for a few hours a week, please let us know. Come in and talk to Amanda or any employee that's there. Let us know your name, your information, and we are always looking for people who want to help us out and have a passion for the community and for the market. So even like I said, as a backup part-time person, if you've got extra time on your hands and you want to do that, reach out to us.
Yes. Yeah, like she said earlier, Diane, our baker, she retired again. She was already retired when she came to us. We couldn't let her go. So she has retired again, and so we're looking to fill that need, and we're super, I feel like Amanda's super flexible on when people have time, finding where they can help out, because like she said, it is hard to find, employees with smaller business sometimes, and we're just always open to anybody that can help.
Wonderful. Anything else?
Just wanted to clarify, you mentioned the sandwiches earlier being related to the name of the board members. There's no correlation there, like you said, the sourdough Sarah, she's not like a sour personality.
She's kind of spicy.
If someone,
more spicy.
someone has a ham sandwich named after them, it's not because they're a big ham or anything like that, is it?
No, but they are pretty proud of it. Yeah, I think the last time I got a Saladino, Jeannie was like, "How do you like that sandwich?" It's my sandwich. No. But yeah, it's not representative of their personality per se. If it sells really well, you better believe they're going to claim it.
Yeah, the deli is amazing. We do have a newer employee, and he's come up with a new sandwich. I forget what it's called, but it's it's got like, what is it, pepperoni and cheese, and the employees are fun because they come up with creative ideas. And some of our customers, they have like a regular sandwich that they like, and then other customers come in and they want that same sandwich. So that's super cool. Trying to think what else has gone in the deli. We have the chopped Italian.
Yeah, I just had it yesterday.
Yeah, that one's a really big one. Now that farmers in the field too, we have a lot of bulk orders for that.
I was just gonna ask
Yeah,
you,
that's something
so-
we've been trying to work on too, to fill that need, because we all know that it's a busy season for a lot of people, and it's impossible to keep up from the food side of things. So, yeah, if you are supplying your local farmers with their meals, call ahead. You can call ahead. You can either order online too. That's something we're looking to improve. It's not as easy as an app per se, but
What about, you got 8th grade graduations coming up? If somebody wants to serve sandwiches at their 8th grade graduation, can they go ahead and call and
please
get
do,
their
yeah. And unfortunately, because we are a small store, you can't show up the day of and expect
Right.
to pick up 8 sandwich. Well, you could, maybe 8, but not 16 or something. I don't know.
Right.
But it
still
is-
plan ahead or try
plan
to plan
ahead.
ahead.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, call a week in advance or as soon as you know, and let us know, and we'd be more than happy to do that. We source a lot of our deli and other things through Cisco and Lincoln, so it's close, and we can try to accommodate orders as needed, and we want to. I mean, that's where we want to be with our purpose and what we're giving to the community. So, other than just trying to keep our staff complete and keeping people on board.
Not too crazy.
Yeah, not too
United.
strung out and busy. But yeah, I would say please don't hesitate to reach out, even if it's an ask that you're not sure we can manage or fill. We want to try, so give us a chance, and we'll be there to support you. Whether or not we can help you, we'll do our best.
Awesome. Great. And Jim, you got?
No, I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good.
Awesome.
Sounds good, though.
You're making him hungry with all the sandwiches and the
I didn't bring
and the
samples.
cinnamon rolls. So,
I would have eaten it on the way here.
Well, ladies, again, what's Market on the Hill? What's your hours again for our listeners to run over and shop and get something to eat?
Yeah, so our summer hours are Monday through Saturday, 7 to 7, and then Sundays, 10 to 2. So
We're on the square in Mount Pulaski.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah,
What's the-
right
is there a
across
street
from the
address,
water
or-
tower.
Caddy corner from Pizza Man, if
Oh,
anybody knows Pizza Man.
So the farmer term is they're on the east side of the square.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Southeast side of the square.
Yeah, true. All right. Well, folks, thank you so much for tuning in to Viewpoint. The Lord, weather willing, we'll be back next week.
This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com. The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.